What's up, everybody? Welcome again to the 9's. Welcome to actually episode number 9 of the 9's. So glad you guys are with us today, man. It's the 9's, the Perfectly Imperfect podcast, coming to you live from Watch Creative Studios in Lynchburg, Virginia, man, where they always making dreams happen down at Watch Creative Studios. Give a shout out to my boy Woody Watts in the booth. Man, we bringing to you part 2 today, part 2 of our 9's episode entitled Living with the Monks. Now, you got to go back and listen. If you didn't listen to part 1, you have to go back and listen to part 1 and then catch up to part 2. But I'm just kind of giving you some information from a book that I recently read by Jesse Itzler, not sure how to pronounce it, but he wrote a book called Living with the Monks, and it kind of chronicles his experience of 15 days living with the monks in upstate New York. Man, and he takes you on this journey, and it's awesome. Again, I'll caution you guys, there is some language in the book, but go back to part 1 of this so you'll know, hey, my theory is I take the meat and I leave the bone, okay? I can move on. I can read a book with some language if it's going to help me as an individual. And so, again, he's a ultra marathon runner, married to the lady who founded Spanx, so he's an eccentric guy. And he, again, at the end of this book, he talks about lessons he learned. And I'm just sharing the two that kind of stood out to me and kind of helping me right now for where I am in life. And of course, in part 1, I talked about it's not just a hose. So go back and listen to that. It's not just a hose. Okay. And then what I want to talk to you about today is the second lesson that stood out to me. And this kind of comes in 4 parts. And this talks about, this lesson is this: the best have a process. The best have a process. And he says, you have to understand that the best, as you look at people who are great in life, they always have a process, a way they do things. And he says, when you're around the best, you ought to, number 1, take notes. Now, I'm a note taker. I like to take notes. It's something that I just picked up from, some other people. And because I like to remember, I like to go back and look at things and relive things. So take notes. You ought to be a note taker. Carry you a notebook just in case you're around greatness. Okay. And so and let me say this. I hope you got a notebook with you right now. So you're taking some notes on the 9. Come on. And then also pay attention. He talks about paying attention. That's kind of hard nowadays when we're totally distracted all the time with our phones, with our emails, with our text messages, just with thoughts running through our head. He says, pay attention. Sometimes it's tough to pay attention, but when you're around great people, make sure you pay attention. And then he says, ask questions. I think the best way you can benefit from greatness is by always asking questions. Sometimes we can be afraid to ask questions, but how can we gather the information that we need? How can we become better if we do not ask questions? And so as we jump into this, he talks about the best have a process, right? And so this is the process that he learned from the monks. Number 1, get up early. Don't turn me off, y'all. Don't turn me off. Some of you who like to sleep in a little bit late, who love that bed so much, stay with me. Get up early. And when he was living with the monks, he would get up around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every day. That's their routine every day, to get up early. All right. And so let me just say this to you. As I talk to you here now, I have always been wired to get up early. I don't know why. Just since I was young, I get up early. My college roommates were completely annoyed at me because I would get up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. They're like, what in the world are you doing? I've always been wired to get up early. I tell everybody it's a blessing and a curse because I really don't have to use an alarm clock. About 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, I just wake up. If you ever hear my alarm clock go off, it's because I've already been up and maybe went back to sleep. And so I get up early, but there's something about getting up early and maximizing the early part of the day. When your mind is clear, your body is fresh, you can do some great deep thinking during the early part of the day. So have a process. Get up early. Man, I love being up early because most people don't get up early. And as I even think about my house, it's quiet. I can sit outside. There's several different things you can get done, and you can get a lot done if you would just get up early. Hey, listen to me. Stop hitting the snooze button 15 times. Come on, somebody. Stop doing it. Get up early. The next thing is have a plan. He talks about having a plan. Schedule your day. Now, this is tough for me because I've never been one to write down my schedule and schedule my day. But since reading this book, I've been trying to do this more on a regular basis and writing down what I'm going to do each day, what I have planned. Now, I know things pop up, things come out of nowhere, and that's fine. But there's things that you need to get done, especially, that certain day. And so there's nothing wrong with writing it down. Even the night before, spend some time in your book, in your notebook, and write down, schedule those days. So you can have a plan. And so you can operate in the day, so you can master the day instead of letting the day master you. Can I say that again? So you can master the day instead of letting the day master you. So have a plan, schedule your day. Now, that brings me to the next one, because when I schedule my day, I can, be efficient. I can be efficient, maximize the day. See, take advantage of the time that you're giving us. Listen, we all have 24 hours in a day, right? 24 hours, 8 hours of sleep, 16, right? And so we have that time in the day, and we need to maximize the day. My day cannot be out of whack. I can't spend 10 hours watching TV, then expect to be efficient. I can't spend 2 and 3 hours on Instagram and expect to be efficient. Come on, somebody. You have to be efficient. Maximize the day. Get the job done. So be efficient in that. And then the last one is number 4. Is don't get flustered. I don't know how much time you spend around a monk, but I haven't spent much time around them. I've seen TV, I've seen interviews and things like that, but I've never seen a monk get flustered. I think about me in my life. There are times where I get flustered. I allow things to bother me that probably should not bother me. But as I backtrack through this plan, if I get up early, if I have a plan, if I'm efficient in maximizing the day, there's chances are that I won't let things fluster me, get me all frustrated and out of whack. See, sometimes we let things bother us that shouldn't bother us. And we waste days, we waste minutes, we waste hours by being flustered. So let me encourage you today. Man, have a process. Start today putting together your plan. How are you going to operate through life every single day? Man, I think this is a good plan. Get up early. Schedule your day. Have a plan. Be efficient in that plan. And don't get flustered. Don't let the enemy steal your days. Man, this is good stuff. Man, thank you guys for listening. I hope this has encouraged you today. Tell somebody that the 9's is on the air. We're glad that you guys are listening. Subscribe to the 9's podcast today. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Love you.